Hi, good evening, friends, and welcome to the live session of TM Square Technology Solutions. Today is Saturday, and as usual, we connect again for a 1 hour live session where we'll be trying to understand your consequences, challenges while preparing for ISTQB certification. And I'll be here for an hour to answer your queries. So I would like to welcome one and all to the live session of TM Square Technology Solutions in order to answer your queries and help you understand better about your ISTQB certification preparation. So just feel free to let me know if you have any queries, any questions, and I'll be here to address your all the questions and give responses to the same. So as usual, in this live session, we just try to cater your queries and answer them. So make sure that you just drop me a text here on the live chat, and I'll be taking it from there to respond to your queries. All right, so we have Mudhu Swami. Hi, Mudhu. I remember you from the last week session as well. Very good evening. How are you doing today? Nazar, hi, very good evening. Thanks for joining. Hey, buddy, when will your book be available in UK? I've just discussed with them, with my publishers yesterday, in fact, as it is a weekend now. So they told me the links will be up by next week. That is early next week, probably Monday to Wednesday. And I will be letting you know through my community post where with the links you can purchase in UK, US, and all those locations. So they are busy doing that as soon as the links are available with me, because I also want everyone to be having a copy of that in order to assist your preparation. So I will try my level best. If not, I'll take it offline, and I would like to parcel you a copy from my end. So we'll do that if it doesn't happen by next week. Okay, because it's not in my hand. There are a lot of portals who are trying to validate the book in order to further publish on their channel. So just trying to be all right. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, just trying to make sure that everyone has access to all the possible materials. That's the reason I'm trying my level hard to do everything possible as early as possible in terms of helping you with the necessary materials. Monica Gambhir, hello, very good evening, Monica. Thanks for joining. I wish to buy your book as soon as possible. I'm really looking forward to the same, and thanks for showing that love towards my work. I'm really humbled with that response from all of you, and would definitely try to make alternatives by next week. If I'm not getting an update from my publishers by early next week, then I will try to do a copy of the same from my end. I will take it offline and let you know. Okay, so just probably write me an email so that if in case I don't have a link by Wednesday on my community tab, then please drop me an email from my mail ID, and I will take it offline to courier you a copy of that. Yeah, sure. I think by that time it should be there. So October last week is a lot of time, to be frank. But yes, I'll try to make it. They have just told me. I read this mail yesterday, and they said that the links are under review, and as soon as they're up, probably they will take another 2 or 3 days. So by Wednesday, I should get an update from them. And Nazar, any news about your new website? News is that my backend work is over. That's the latest update. I was in fact working this morning about the same. So a lot of my backend work is completed. All I have to do is put them into a quiz format, which will be helpful for you to take it as an assessment, rather a real-time examination for 40 questions as per the syllabus. So if I'm working on it, I want to give you everything appropriately. So I think this will be the only website which will be as per the syllabus, no outside questions, no out of the syllabus, no out of the scope questions, and as per the exam pattern, which is designed by the ISTQB itself, that is number of questions distributed according to each chapter. So that is what I'm trying to do. So probably I would need a week time more to finally share the link with all of you. Meanwhile, you can prepare yourself with the syllabus, and you will be having there. Okay, Ishu also says hello. Very good evening, Ishu. How are you doing today? Monica, I want to make my career in software testing. Always welcome, Monica. And if you need any assistance in order to prepare further beyond the certifications, you are free to let me know at any point of time. I'm always there to assist you. These channels or these live sessions are very helpful to talk about anything apart from ISTQB, where we can discuss more on the software testing career path and the further certifications or selecting a further courses in order to understand better the domain. So you're free to let me know anything in order to do that. All right. Is there any age criteria? I don't think there are any age criteria in profession of IT. So when you talk about information technology or technological services, we do not have age criteria. I think, Monica, that is just limited to the what do you say when you talk about government agencies, when working with central governments or state governments, we have age criteria, but for private sector there is no age criteria to start working in any domain. All you need is knowledge and confidence in order to start your career with IT. So that's one thing. Okay, so I did my BTech in 2011. And did you work anywhere meanwhile? For example, like you started your career after 2011 and you took a break or something. So if you can tell me more detail what you did for the last 9 years, if there was a long gap, probably you might have to do. Uh, no, not in fact. Any organization, there is no age criteria. Subjected, you have some good exposure to the content and the concept which you are looking forward to. You are free to learn that and pass and qualify the criterias of interviews. If you can do that, then you are good to go with any kind of organization, be it an MNC, be it a big shot, be it a small scale organization, anywhere. That should be fine. Okay, so what are the steps required to progress from being a manual tester to become an automation tester? I think it's a very simple process. It's all about like upgradation. So you start with learning certain automation tools and practicing them. And when it comes to automation tool, more important is how well you know the automation process. It's just not about replicating certain activities using an automation tool. So it's more of kind where you try to understand the architecture behind the tool, why automation is helpful, where automation is helpful, what kind of limitations do we have. Not every time automation can be helpful. So understanding in and out about the automation is what you need to understand while preparing for any automation tool or learning any automation tool. And that makes you a perfect automation tester. So manual has already given you that foundation and fundamental learnings of testing, which a tester must know in order to understand everything about software testing. So now you have been working with a manual tester for a long time, and probably you know each and every parameter of testing, that how exactly cycles are being designed, how exactly different activities happen as a part of it, what kind of contributions does different role contribute to. So there are a lot of such things. So you know that now all you have to do is upgrade with any automation testing tool in order to switch into automation. And that's as simple as that. So the time you will be taking to understand a tool and get a good grip on that, you are open to start your career with automation testing. So all you have to do is start learning and practicing the automation testing tool. Okay, so Monica, never mind about that. Previously, you say that you were into teaching sector, so that's not at all a problem. You do have some kind of experience, so you were not idle. So that's if you're moving into IT firms or moving into core technological domains, then you should have just good knowledge and about software testing or testing tools. So that would be more important for an organization because you may have a teaching background from earlier, but now you want to move into IT. So for an organization, the only important thing is that how well you know the qualification criteria, which means that when you talk about getting into a manual tester, then how well do you know testing concepts? If you're talking about automation tester, how well you know that tool which they are asking you to join for. So that's the most important thing which you need to know at the point when you want to get into the organization. So that's all you need to prepare for. Which programming languages would you recommend to learn as an automation tester? Basically, it's not programming languages. I cannot say specific to programming, but yes, Java, Python will be one of the common things which you can actually start learning, because Java is one of the things which will be commonly supported by Selenium or other tools, and Python is again which is very helpful for the Selenium, in fact, and even if you talk about the UI path and all other languages, AI, artificial intelligence, data science, and all. So Python is helpful in many ways. So I would recommend go for Java and Python. Or additionally, if you want a third language, probably you can also work on VB. But VB is actually getting outdated, so I don't want to recommend that on the first priority. So keep it as third priority. If you're done learning Java and Python, you can also look for VB, as we do have certain tools which use VB script to do automation scripting. So here more is about scription, like how do you script your automation test and then run that on an application. Um, okay, so we have another person, Bhuvana here. Hello, sir. What language do I need to learn? I'm planning to give my ISTQB exam in a couple of weeks. What other certificate can I take? All right. So again, if you're into testing, you probably don't need any programming languages. Subjected you are into automation, you have to select the tool first, and the tool will tell you what languages you need to learn. So if it is Selenium, Selenium supports Java and Python. I think we were just talking about the same thing for the other participant here. So Selenium supports many languages: Python, C Sharp, basic HTML. Sometimes Java is one thing, Ruby, Perl. So there are multiple languages which are supported by Selenium, which is very much trending these days. And there's something which is going to come up in future is UiPath RPA tool. So that is one more thing which you can look forward to, and these languages will be quite helpful to you there as well. So I would recommend Java and Python could be two things which you can look forward to as of now. And further, the tool which you're looking to learn or looking forward to understand and work on, the language will be according to that. So don't worry about that. The tool will still tell you. Generally, you can go for Java and Python. And what other certificates can I take? I think when you talk about the certifications, once you're done with ISTQB certification, you can look forward for Agile certifications, because most of the organization are following Agile methodology, and Agile certifications will be very helpful in order to crack an interview or probably let the organization know that you know a lot about Agile and you are certified in fact. So one is we do have ISTQB certifications for Agile, and second is we do have certified Scrum Masters, or talking about SAFE, which is Scaled Agile Framework. So SAFE is another certification which you can look forward to, and this is from more from like Scrum-based certification. So yes, move forward to certify yourself on Agile prospects. That would help you to get better career scopes. Okay, Bhuvna, so I think that should help you. And again, Nidima, uh, hello, sir. During online examination, are script papers provided for the case of working the answer through? No. I'm so sorry to say, when you talk about proctor-based certifications, you only get an online whiteboard, which you can use it for any kind of rough calculations or any kind of drawings, probably for state transition diagrams, and generally for techniques, what you need. So you can only use an online board, which will be available in the tool itself, where you will be appearing for the examination, and you are not allowed to use any pen or paper concept, because that would be considered as a malpractice, or probably called as cheating, because they never know who is looking at that paper other than you. So that is not allowed. So I know I have already trained few participants who had a tough time using uh, the laptop and the mouse to draw certain diagrams on the screen, because not all of us are so confident with the paint. We did it long ago, and we did some basic silly drawings using paint on Microsoft, but yes, it's not the time when you have to recall your painting skills when it comes to online examinations of ISTQB. So probably you can practice yourself using MS Paint, Microsoft Windows Paint, and start doing some interesting drawings and tables to do that. You will not be allowed to use any kind of paper or pen during the examination. Pranav Rajput, hi Pranav, very good evening, welcome. Do you have anything for civil engineers? If yes, then please share. And I did my batch in 2012 in civil. I think for civil, to be frank, there's nothing specific. It's just that you have to move yourself from the core job to IT job. And for that, you need to do a lot of transformation. You actually have to pass through the transformation phase where you are going to learn a lot of technical stuff rather than being into your calculations of beams and structural measures and a lot many such things. So I know all you have to do is transform yourself completely from a core candidate to a software candidate, and then look forward to build your career in IT. Because I also belong to mechanical, and that's how I transformed myself from a core job to a technical engineer. Okay, so Pranav, I think probably you have to look for better recommendations in order to understand more about the softwares and technology. But software testing will be something good for you, where you can kickstart your career easily, other than being a developer or a data scientist or something. So please look forward to start understanding the technological world and see that what's the best thing which you can start with. So the best thing is obviously starting with being a manual tester, and following that you can actually get into the automation later once you have understanding of real time executions of testing activities. Okay. All right, so Bhuvna says, thank you so much, sir. You're always welcome, Bhuvna. If you have anything else, feel free to let me know at any point of time. I'm always there to answer your queries, and you can make use of these live sessions to address that. Sujesh, hi Dheeraj, very good evening, Sujesh. How are you doing today? If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Last week, I gave my ISTQB examination and happy to inform that I've cleared it. Thank you so much for joining the session and letting us know live on this session that you have passed. In fact, again, last week, I would like to congratulate Sujesh as well as many other who have commented on different videos that they have passed the examination. And not only for that, there are different examination people have passed. And I would like to really appreciate your effort in order to prepare well for your examination and clear your milestone. Because passing this examination plays a vital role in your portfolio. You are allowed to put the logo, you are allowed to tell the world that you are internationally qualified practitioner. And people recognize you and your effort, what you have put in these certifications. And that's valued. So it's really, really, really proud moment. And I think I would like to congratulate you, Sujesh, once again, that thanks for coming here and letting us know and let my audience know that these tutorials were very helpful for you in order to pass the examination. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. It's always my pleasure, Sujesh. I always look forward to have such feedbacks, which keeps me inspired in order to keep up the good work from time to time. And that's the reason, looking at the crowds and looking at the people asking me a lot of questions, I've started doing this live session, because answering all the comments is not feasible for me today, to be frank. If you ask me today, in fact, I have received 50 comments where I'm busy with some of the sessions and some of the trainings and consultation globally, as I'm working for some other countries and they work on weekends. So I was busy with them, but now my time is going so crunchy that I don't find enough time to respond to all the comments. So as and when I'm just sipping a cup of coffee, I just respond to some of the comments and try to find as much time as possible to let people know about that. Pranav says, thanks for your suggestion. You're always welcome, Pranav. Stay connected, because you would need more support and more inputs in order to build your career in software testing. So please stay connected. And probably I would request you to, join all the live sessions, whatever I will be doing here, because this live sessions basically answer a lot of such questions related to career. as well as the ISTQB certification, and will build you a lot of confidence when you talk about getting into the path of the software testing. And not only that, you can also get connected to me offline to get better guidance and more detailed understanding on that. Okay, and then you can thank me if you are able to create yourself as a software engineer. Is there any other material apart from your book and videos? I think that is what somebody asked me. Nazar asked me this evening when I started the session, that when my sample questions website is going to be live. So that's the only third thing which will be coming from me, and I'm just expecting it to be up early by next week. Not early, sorry, late by next week. That is by end of the week, and it's just that I have to arrange everything in a systematic manner, like 40 questions, 60 minutes, and put it on the website. So I'll be creating a lot of mock assessments rather, which you can take up, and my script should be written in such a way that you should be able to see yourself after the examination, that what questions went wrong, what was the right answer for that, what is the justification. And content writing is the only thing which is taking a lot of time for me, because justification is important, and all these things will be handwritten by me. And I just don't want to upload certain questions and be like other blogs, that when you ask question, then the author does not reply, and I want to reply to your queries and answer there. So that's what is taking a little time to deliver that quality product to you. Okay, all right, so Nizma, thank you so much for that. You're welcome. We have Swaroop here, Swaroop Desmukh. Hi, Swaroop. Very good evening. Thanks for joining the session. Hello, sir. I want to do ISTQB Advanced Level Automotive Testing Certification. Please guide. I think there is a poll going on right now, team, on my community tab of the channel, which is about the next series. If you have observed my channel recently, I have completed the Technical Test Analyst video series playlist, and the channel tutorial is now complete to view. But yes, that also tells us, the moment I complete a particular tutorial series, that I will be starting with a new tutorial series. And there is a poll on my channel community. If you want, you can go vote for your favorite certification exam, which I'll be picking up. So right now, based on the maximum votes, automotive certification is going with maximum number of votes, which is with 50% having the maximum. So I think automotive certification will be the next tutorial series. So Swaroop, I think you got your answer there, as they are that option is leading with maximum number of votes as 50%. So if you have anything, you are free to vote there, and we will be getting started next week with the next tutorial series. Okay. So Jay says, as I work for automotive industry, I would further like to take up this certification in automotive testing. I think Sujesh, you got your answer. Saurabh also want to say the same thing. And there are a lot of people other than both of you who have already voted there. So I would request you to even contribute your vote so that the percentage doesn't go down. There is a close competition between test manager and automotive tester. So test manager still has 38% vote, and the automotive tester has maximum number of votes. So that's the reason I'm just asking you to go there and contribute your cast your vote to support your next certification, because I go by the audience. I do have understanding to pick up any certification out of those 5, but the problem is I should make something which will be helpful for everyone. And that's the reason I ask people to vote for their favorite certification with the maximum number, so that I also come to know that there are so many people who are waiting for this certification. So making that inspires me, and viewing that helps you at the right point of time. Okay. Korir Kiptu. All right. Hi, Korir. I'm so sorry about your name, because that's something new to me. But please, I apologize if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Thanks for your videos. I was proposing also you prepared questions covering interview questions. Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? I can have a segment there where I may include a lot of testing related interview questions, which I can probably keep it as a custom dynamic web page where I'll be posting questions and answers from time to time. It will not be static. So you will have a lot of such things. And thanks for the suggestion. I'm really appreciating that input. to support such things, because I'm always looking forward to have such contributions from you, because this channel is for you, not for me, and of course it should help you at the end of the day. So your feedbacks and suggestions are always welcome. uh, I just have to make that happen for you. All right, so Ashok Chaudhary, why didn't you complete QFT course? Okay, that's a good question, Ashok. I think the only reason I did not complete my UFT course on YouTube channel is because I started seeing diversion on my channel. The only problem or the diversion which I faced with respect to the UFT tutorial was people started understanding that it was not for certifications, and it was more of UFT tutorials or tool based tutorials. So it's just that, like, the audience retention, which was important for me. And then I realized that people are coming to my channel for ISTQB certification more compared to the tools. So I didn't wanted to divert my audience, because you may subscribe the channel today and you have seen a lot of good tutorials on UFT, and tomorrow I change it to ISTQB and I do foundation certification completely. Then I start with Selenium. Then you see that, so there are a lot of viewers who think that, oh boss, he is not going to work on ISTQB certification any longer. He is getting into the tools. Then tool people might think, okay, he's doing ISTQB certification, he's not going to talk about the tools. So that's the algorithm which I have understood by putting those different things. Even if you go to my channel, a lot of you would have seen that I initially started creating Excel tutorials. And I realized that I know Excel is not my cup of tea, because I do know Excel, but I have a better proficiency and I could do better there. And I think I'm getting that response back from all of you. I think my channel has the maximum number of views in terms of ISTQB certification, especially. And Google also is recommending that as on number one. If you search for ISTQB Foundation tutorials, you'll find my video as the number one recommendation. And that's all because of all of you. So I didn't wanted to contradict with that algorithm. And Ashok, for you, let me tell you that I've got another channel for that, where I'll be completing that tutorial. So I have completely created a separate channel where I'll be talking only about the tools and technologies used in testing other than ISTQB certification. So that's one important thing which I want to let all of you know, that yes, that will be covered. So even if you want, let me just quickly share that so that all of you can have it. Okay, so here it goes. I'm sharing the link with all of you. And if you want, you can subscribe, because if you observed, I generally don't ask people like any other channel to subscribe and like and share all those kind of things. So if it is interested to you, you can always subscribe, and there you will be finding UFT in more detail, including the VB scripts and a lot of other languages which I'll be covering as a part of my other channel. And the audience will be completely for the tools and other related technological understanding on that channel. So please, you can refer to that channel in order to understand more about that. And Ashok, thanks for asking this question, because there are many such people who have asked me to complete that. So I would like to complete it, and that would be my pleasure to help you once again. Okay, so Sujay says thank you. Monica says thank you. Thanks a ton. I really appreciate it. Bhuvna, sir, how is static testing considered as deviation from standards? Static testing, okay, if you talk about the advanced level, static testing does not do any kind of measurement on standards of deviation. So generally, when you talk about the code review, so code review is something which is where you talk about the standards or deviation from the standards. And if I have to get into more further detail, which is in the advanced level, not in foundation, uh, the code review tools, or generally the static analysis tools, are the tools which help you to analyze if the code is deviating from the standards of writing a code. And to be frank, there are no such tools available in market which can 100% be relied on to measure the deviation between the standards and the code what you have written. So to be frank, there are no such standard tools available in the market which can measure the 100% deviation from the coding standards. Thus, there is no strict point that static analysis or static testing or static analysis tool can help you measure 100% deviation from the standard. So that point is partially correct as per the real-time industry practices, and it only helps you to determine the syntax, compilation, and all those kind of issues, but nothing beyond. Probably if you're talking about W3 standards, you're talking about the UK standards and US standards when you write about certain applications. Probably when you talk about the healthcare, banking, security, there are a lot of such standards. And the tools generally not know all the standards at a time. The tools might be for security testing. So security standards are fulfilled. But there might be again a tool which is talking about aviations. So aviation standards are fulfilled. But what about other parameters, which are from the point of functionality or from the point of language specific? So yes, as you see that there are different standards which can be measured at different point of time. Uh, you need different tools for that. So there is no specific such tool which can help you to do that job. Okay, so just look forward to that point. I think I have answered your query there. If you think you need something else beyond that, just drop me again with your refined question. And team, if you want, you can just like the video because that helps many people to reach out to this video. Based on the like, YouTube promotes this video further. So if you are happy with the responses, what I'm trying to give you, you can just click on that like button. It will just help the YouTube to know that there are so many people who appreciate this content, and it can further promote to the next level. Okay, so yeah, that's one thing. And second, I also wanted to let all of you know that I have recently started membership on my channel. So first of all, that was not required and that was not logical. In fact, I got my eligibility at 5,000 subscriber itself. I think quite a young channel to get membership. Generally, the criteria is 30,000 subscriber to enable membership, but the channel has got the membership qualification in 5,000 subscriber itself due to your love and support. And that is only created for people, those who want more support or those who want to connect with me further to understand the learnings better. So if you want to get more understanding, or you want to spend more time with me in order to explore some of your personal queries or technical queries, or further deciding about any kind of suggestions, you're free to go ahead and take up that membership. But let me tell you, all of you, that even if you don't take the membership, the channel is not going to change for you. It is going to have the similar tutorials, similar level of understanding, and same live sessions and support. Is just one important thing which made me to finally decide to go on the turning on the membership button, is because the channel has started getting a lot of responses, like in terms of a lot of people asking a number of questions, and probably I do not have so much time to respond to all the queries at earliest. And that's where I just wanted to create such some extra options for those people who want to attend. And the costs are very minimal. I would tell you one silver package is there where you get some of the additional perks beyond my YouTube videos and live session. Beyond that means you're not going to compromise with what you regularly get. Plus, you get some extra live query sessions, and you also get additional time to discuss with me some of your sample questions, tips and tricks to pass the examination. And that's 119 INR. Okay, 119 INR. And second is the TMS Gold channel, Gold package, which is 199 INR. So I've just kept it minimal. If anybody wants to go for it, you will get additional live session, additional other than this one, to only talk to the members. So that will be some of the benefits which you can get. Okay, so Monica says, thank you. Yes, sir. Was doing mock test, came across this question. Okay, so yeah, as per the syllabus, there is point which says that static testing is helpful for measuring the deviation from the standard. So static analysis tools, okay? In that context, it should be right. But from the advanced point of understanding, none of the tool is 100% active on that sense. Okay, so your videos are really helping me a lot. Obviously, that's a proud moment for me, and it helps me to understand that people are finding it useful. And really, thank you for that valuable feedback. Okay, so Sujesh, when you're giving the ISTQB exam, okay, that was not for me, Sujesh, it was for you. I don't know if Sujesh is still here. Vani Mohan, thank you very much for all your videos on fundamental testing. I passed ISTQB after watching them. We have another one joining here. Vani, I would like to congratulate you first of all. It's really great to see that you have joined our session to inform, not to ask any questions, but to inform. I really appreciate that you have passed your examination. So first of all, a very hearty congratulations to you on clearing the examination, and very thank you for suggesting that my tutorials were helpful to many other people, because your this comment means a lot to me, which is just not letting me know about my feedback of my work, but also hundreds of other people will be looking at it to understand that yes, this tutorial can help them in order to prepare for the examination. So not only that, it even just creates a piece of courtesy that you took some time out to join the session to let us know that it was helpful. Okay. All right. So we have another person joining in. Shobha, very good evening, Shobha. How are you doing today? When should you stop testing? Please answer in exam and interview point of view. Thank you. Okay. So let's start with the first one. She says, when should you stop testing? When you talk about the examination, we have one answer. That is when the exit criteria is met. Exit criteria is something which lets you decide uh, at a very early stage, probably during the test planning itself, you determine entry and exit criteria, which will tell you that when will you stop testing. But when you talk about the real-time industries working in practical world, exit criteria is again one of that thing. But additionally, more important is you should know what should be there as a part of exit criteria. For example, you have defined some certain coverage to be achieved at the end of the life cycle of a project or testing life cycle, and say that at that point of time you have achieved that coverage or not. So say for example your target was to achieve 85% coverage on the product and you have got only 80%. You will not stop testing, because as per the agreement or contract with the client, you have to have 85% of coverage on your product through testing. So you got only 80, then you still have to continue. Similarly, when you talk about some of the defects, so there are different parameters. One is testing, number of test cases executed, number of test cases passed. Then you talk about defects. So if there are defects, which you certainly leave open, because you cannot close all the defects during that life cycle. And there are a lot of constraints again if you get into deeper discussion on that. So if you talk about the defect may have different severity, different priority, different closure status. That why you didn't close it, was it because of the requirement, was it because of unavailability of the infrastructure, was it because of the understanding between the developer and tester. So there are a number of constraints for that, but my constraint is severity and priority. If you have any high priority, high severity defect open, you cannot stop testing, because high severity and high priority defects must be closed, because they are considered as a critical defect in the testing, and that has to be closed in order to stop testing. Then you have even something called as confidence. Confidence is another important parameter when you talk about testing or closing or stopping testing. So until unless you have, being a tester or being a testing team, you have gained that confidence that this product can sustain in real-time environment or in production or in real time with the users, then only you release that or you continue testing. So you seek some more time from the client in order to continue your testing. So there are a lot of such things which you can talk about from the interview point of view, that there are such parameters like the testing executed, number of defects and their severity and priority. Budget is another thing. If you have allocated a certain budget right from the beginning and you are running out of that budget, you have to stop testing, because you cannot put from pocket. And if you are putting from pocket, what profit are you making? You are not a matured organization to do testing. So there are a lot of such things which you can talk about. Time is another prospect. If you have defined a schedule to complete testing and deliver the product, and you could not complete all those activities in given schedule, and that's where you meet the deadline without completion, and that can stop your testing there. So these are some of the things, Shobha, which you can talk about when talking from the interview point of view. But from the examination point of view, exit criteria is something which is met or the planned tests have been completed. So these are some of the things which you can derive from my explanation, that planned tests have been executed or completed. No severity 1, priority 1 defects are open. You can stop testing. You have exhausted your budget. You can stop testing. You have exhausted your time limit. You can stop testing. So these are some of the criteria or constraints which let you know that when to stop testing. Or when you have met all the conditions of exit criteria, you can stop testing as planned. Okay. So, Soba, I hope that meets your expectation and you get the answer for that. All right. So, reflex, reflect. Okay. Reflect. Hi. As I get your name. Hello. Very good evening. Just found your channel. Oh, congratulations. Great. Welcome to the channel. You will find a lot of interesting facts and, in fact, a lot of interesting learning on the ISTQB channel and ISTQB certification programs. I would like to welcome you aboard and would recommend you to go through some of my tutorials. And if you have any questions right away in your mind, probably you can ask me and I'll be here to answer those questions. Okay, so there's another one coming from Mr. Pramod. Sir, my ISTQB exam tomorrow. Is any update for me? I've gone through all your videos material. Okay, I finally got someone who has joined on the live session one day before the examination. So Pramod, this is exclusively for you. First of all, and not only for you, there are many others and it is for everyone. First of all, be patient. This is just an examination and not going to be, anything big, drastic thing. So be patient because it requires a patience. The examination requires your lot of patience because it's all about reading the question and the options carefully. Now, when you talk about reading the questions and options carefully, you actually understand the meaning behind what they want to know from you. So that's one important thing. Second, the trick which is involved in any kind of questions is by just using one word. It can be any one word which changes the meaning of the entire question. For example, which one of this is not an objective of testing? Most of us, we go wrong while reading the question and ignore the word not. So the question is now, which one of this is not an objective of testing? That means you have to pick the odd one out. Three are objective, one is not an objective. Which one of this is least likely to happen? Not most likely. So most, least, best, not. These are the words which actually turn the meaning around. And we want you to have that attention during the examination to pass, to understand all this strictness. More. When you talk about the options will help you to understand that some of the options may be so close, but just one word will again change the meaning of it. For example, when you talk about confirmation testing, that is retesting and regression testing, they say that retesting is to confirm a fix and regression testing is to make sure that this fix has not got any side effect. That's the right answer. But they will use very tricky, related, very close by options to trap you. And you have to be very patient to read each and every option. Even if you think the right answer is A, okay, the very first option, still read B, C, D, just to make sure that your right answer is 100% correct or not. Because you never know what you missed in option A, which made you to select the right answer as A. So please read everything carefully and finish it in one go. Do not leave it for doing all the questions and coming back to that question. That generally doesn't happen because you have to reread it and recall everything. So spend your time there patiently and finish it, and you have a lot of time. To be frank, I think generally people finish their examination in 30 to 40 minutes of time, and that's really interesting. So you have a lot of time, subjected you are patient and you are reading the questions carefully before you pick the right answer. So all I say is think before you ink. Okay. Think before you ink, and everything will be fine. And I would like to wish you all the very best, Pramod, and please let us know by dropping a comment, because we will be having the next live session next week. You are free to join us and let us know your result. Meanwhile, if you want, you can also drop me a comment on any of the video, and I will be happy to know that whatever your result was. Okay, so Shobha says thank you. Suresh says back to Pramod. All right, thank you so much for that. Team, if you have any more questions, you're free to ask me. I'm here again another 15 minutes to respond to your queries. What shall we do for 2018 dumps other than the ISTQB exam site? Okay, as my general recommendation every time I give to my viewers, that you can go to any of the blog spots. Okay, there is something called as TestPod. There is something called as Pathshala. I don't know the website name exactly. And there are many other blog spots, even like Guru 99 and all. But I personally have experienced that these portals, these websites, do not have exactly 2018 syllabus. And for that, I finally am started working on that. I'm working on it right now, but probably it will take another 1 week to be live on the system. So I think if you have time before you can write your examination, then probably you will have my link to practice. But if not, please go to these portals, but judge yourself that what is that you have covered and learned during the syllabus, and what is that you have not covered. If you have not covered, that is out of the syllabus, because they have a lot of out of the syllabus questions in their portals. Believe me or not, today, this morning, I've got a comment on one of the videos of chapter 4 that the question what was put by one of the viewer about cyclomatic complexity, and cyclomatic complexity is not in foundation syllabus. So I don't know why people are getting confused with that. So you should have that understanding of the syllabus first, understand the content which is covered as a part of the syllabus, and then you can very well judge that which questions are as a part of the syllabus and which questions are not a part of the syllabus. So if you can judge that, these portals are not waste. You can get a very good confidence from different portals in order to understand. Meanwhile, I'm busy preparing something up to the mark. Okay, but as it will take time, I do not want you to keep on hold for that. You can always look into the same thing. Okay. Yeah, so please, just if you are confident about the syllabus, you know what is the syllabus all about, what does it cover, what does not cover, then you can go back to those portals and prepare. Because those portals contain a lot of unwanted out of the syllabus questions which are no longer asked. So just judge that and you are okay to go ahead. Okay, Pramod, thank you so much for your guidance, sir. You are a great trainer. Thank you so much for that, and really appreciate your feedback. And I love to be a better trainer thereafter as well. And thank you so much for your comment. Shobha, please post quick, sir, 1 or 2 question paper also. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll try to do that, but of course, I need to put it on a proper channel where it will be helpful. So I'll just try to do as soon as possible. Don't worry. Okay. So yes, team, do not forget to like the video. That will be very helpful for other people in order to view this video live session even after the live session is over, so people can make most out of it. So we generally do these live sessions in order to answer your question and also help people who could not join, because there are viewers at least from 50 plus countries on this channel. Okay, 50 plus countries, and not all of them share the same timeline as ours, because I'm in India right now and there are people who are from different countries. I know I told you 50 countries, 50 plus countries from different part of the world, and they always look at my live session once they have time and they get up. Probably for them this is day, sometime it is night, so that's the reason I do it in the night, so that it is helpful for many other across the globe. Okay, so yes, I think we are almost done with answering all the questions. If any one of you have not got the response for your query, please remind me, because I am just looking at the chat box and trying to answer as many as possible. But if you think I have missed your question, please repost it, because we do have time and there are no questions on the chat box right now. So if you have anything, feel free to comment below. And you do have membership open now. You can see a join button below my channel. So that will help you to further get more detailed support from me. So if you have any questions beyond and you would like to just be a part of membership and be the golden part and the perks, which are very helpful for aspirants, those who need additional effort and additional time to prepare well for their certification, you can make use of it. Okay, we have Sayed here. I need more sample questions about chapter 4. Of course, they're coming in, they're on the way, and would like to create it in different manners. One is the chapter wise, second is the mock assessments of the real time examination. So both will be coming in a short while. You can just give me some time because I'm engaged in such a way that in daytime I'm working for my consultancy, and the nighttime I'm doing something for my viewers here on ISTQB channel as well. Okay, so just give me a while and you will have everything. Subha, again, explain about test basis, please. Okay, test basis is a term used by ISTQB, which is used to refer any such material which is useful for deriving test cases. Okay, any such document, any such reference material which you can use to derive your test cases is called as test basis. A simple definition. Okay, any such document which can be used to derive test cases is called as test basis. For example, requirement, use cases, models. Models means business models, workflows, control flow diagrams, algorithms, code, any such thing which you can use in order to derive your test cases is what you call it as test basis. Okay, so I think you got the answer there, Shobha. This is what a simple definition to test basis is. And generally, when you start with test analysis, you start with reviewing the test basis, which could be anything, requirement, design, or code. Okay. All right, so we have Mate Varga here. I had my examination yesterday. One thing that threw me off guard is that the question used different wording than I anticipated, like variances instead of deviation, test leader instead of manager. Okay. I'm not sure what exactly this means. So you saw different wordings there in the examination compared to test leader instead of manager. Okay. All right. So maybe probably you got the some of the questions from the previous terminology, because variance, deviations, I think this is common word. Yeah. So you will use the word variances. So I think they tried using that. And if they have done this, I think this is once in a lifetime kind of situation what I'm getting right now to see from you, because they generally don't use such words, to be frank. And second is they have defined test manager, then it should be test manager, it should not be test leader. But for them, if you remember, 2011 syllabus used to use these words. That was the only thing. So I don't know how many of you have come across this, because I'm just recording this live session as a part of the further discussion as well. So if anyone who is viewing this video right now or later as well, if you see this pattern, I would like to know that, because maybe I can include my discussions accordingly. But mate, I think that's how I get your name. Probably that could be your channel name. But yes, when you talk about the variances and test leader, this was used in 2011, which is no longer used. And I don't think anybody else has reported me so far. But at the same time, I'm not saying that you are wrong. Of course, you are saying that you would have come across these words. So probably the ISTQB has used one of the older pattern examination paper, but the syllabus, if you see, is almost the same. Additionally, there are new topics added rather than being removed. Okay, so it's common that they may use the templates from previous examination, but yes, I think that should not be a challenge. But as you are saying me that threw you off the card, then I think that should be a difficult time for you. I understand that. So that's really interesting to know that how did they try to go with the older terminologies, because in 2011 syllabus they used to call the test manager as test leader and use these terminologies like instead of deviation, they use the word variances. Yeah. So that's one thing which is interesting to me to explore further. I may dig into this. I may, because I'm a part of IPB. I'm looking forward to that, and I will have a discussion. By the way, which board did you take it? I see it was just confusing. I started to second guessing myself if I missed something during learning. No. It was from the previous. Now we don't use those words any longer. But yeah, it's just a synonym. So ISTQB is free to use their synonyms anytime, as they have not removed anything from the syllabus. Rather, they have added, except one topic, that is white box testing techniques. Earlier, they used to ask you to solve using the flowcharts, but here in new syllabus, they have eliminated that. And otherwise, everything remains the same. Nothing has changed. Okay. So may I know which board you took this examination from? Because that would be helpful for me to connect further and discuss. All right. So meanwhile, team, if you have any more questions, we have a few minutes left for the live session for today. If you have any questions, anything to discuss, anything to ask, you are free to drop your text quickly, and I should take it up and respond to you. And yes, do let me know if you have anything. Okay, any good site to test project on my own? I'm not sure you have anything for testing, but yes, you can use freelancer.com, freelancer.com and Upwork. Okay, Upwork is another one where you can get a freelancing project in order to test projects. Okay, so you can test your testing skills there and even apply that as a freelancing. But yeah, probably you have to quote yourself with some bidding cost in order to get that project. But yeah, once you have some good projects, you can showcase that as a part of your profile as well, that you have worked on some freelancing projects and this was your exposure. And that adds a lot of interesting values. In fact, boost your knowledge and confidence about the learnings what you have. Okay, so I think that's all from in today's, because right now we don't have any more questions, but yes, we have a lot of people who have asked the questions. I would like to recommend everyone to be a part of it, because every weekend we join together in order to ask and share the knowledge. All right, Abdul. Hi, Abdul. I think you're joining very late. I did see you last time and I shared the link with you. Probably you missed it. Any such references for sample question, exact like ISTQB questions? On the way. Probably it will take another 1 week, and you should be having it. So yeah, I know, because I remember you asked me for the live session and gave you the link there. So yeah, it starts at 8 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time, and goes till 9 p.m. So we just left with another few minutes to close the day. But yes, I'll be getting back to you on this. There's many people have asked me this question, and I will be responding all of you. So don't worry about that. So next week you should be having some good questions to practice. Coming Sunday is tomorrow or the next Sunday? Okay, so don't tell me tomorrow. Tomorrow I cannot help you with anything. But if it is next Sunday, I can probably help you. I can promise something which I can share with you. Next Sunday. All right, that's good. That's good. Then I can do something. Please write to me on my email and I'll help you with some of the template questions. Okay, what is the latest syllabus? Is it 2018? Yes, it is. Okay, Sayed, it is 2018. There are a lot of channels and a lot of blogspot which says 2020 ISTQB. This is all to get the SEO search, nothing else. Okay, there's no 2020 syllabus. That's the reason all my videos, the description will say, please visit istqb.org. Nowhere else. Go to istqb.org. If you find 2020 there, please follow that. But if you won't find that, you will only find 2018, because there is no other syllabus after that. There is no other revision which has been done after that. So there is no such 2020. There are people to get the hits, get the likes, or probably get viewers. They do that, and that's actually creating a lot of confusion. I don't support that, to be frank. So there is no 2020 syllabus. There is only 2018, which we are still following. All right, so last question of the day by Mr. Rishabh Tripathi. Sir, I want to ask one question. Please explain. I want to appear in foundation level of ISTQB. So how to clear it? How many months study to clear this examination? Probability of success in the exam. All right, so last but not the least, very interesting question what I've got to answer all of you. Rishabh, first of all, it does not require months of training. Okay, it hardly needs 15 to 20 days of preparation, subjected based at your comfort. That how much time do you have to give it to your preparation? If you have only 1 or 2 hours a day, probably you are working somewhere, and it also depends on how far you have been working with testing. Are you a fresher or you are already working with testing? Because if you are a fresher, I would recommend you at least 30 days of time. If you are a working professional with testing, then you need hardly 15 days of time to prepare for this. Second, once you start with your preparation, more important is how better you know the content. If you know the syllabus pretty well, based on the terminologies, definitions, the words used, and many such standard terminologies and pointers, like bulleted points about certain contexts, that is what is more important. If you think you have got that, you are free to move to the examination. The second thing is to gain that confidence, you can take help of sample questions in order to judge that how you have learned it and how the examination questions are being asked to you. The same thing, what you learned may not be same way in the examination. They may ask you other way around. So you must be prepared to answer those questions. And third, the probability of the success in this exam is, I would say, very transparent that it is 50-50. If you have very good confidence and good learning about the examination, you will have the answer as 50-50. That is, you will pass or you will fail. It all depends on your preparation. So far, the passing percentage with me is 98%. 2% people have failed. I will not tell you lie, but yes, 2% people have failed globally as far as my record is concerned. That is because of their preparation and contribution on the preparation. That means they were not able to give enough time in order to prepare well for the examination, and they could not pass in the first attempt. But yes, 98% people have passed their examination after the first attempt. And I'm not talking only about my videos, I'm talking about my training as well as my live sessions. So yes, including everything, the average percentage is 98%. So you have the probability is 50-50 because you have only your preparation to be counted. My materials are only supporting materials. This will not confirm if you don't put your efforts. And that's the reason whenever somebody passes, I never take the 100% credit. I always say that 50% goes to you, 50% comes to me. Because if you wouldn't have put your effort there, my materials are nothing to you. It will not help you pass the examination alone. So you have to put your equal effort in order to pass the examination. And it's not tough. It's very simple. I think the simplest exam in the world today is ISTQB Foundation. Simplest exam. All you have to do is have a good grip on the learning and just hit the examination. Okay. So if you are a fresher, probably you don't know anything about testing, just uh, you know take more time to understand everything. Ask me questions. I'm here to answer. And second is, you need to make sure that you are very well versed with the content. Okay, I think I have to extend. There are people coming in. Srija Reddy, please make video ASAP on ISTQB sample exam questions. I would like to check how much knowledge I have, how much foundation level, then I'll schedule exam and your white box testing techniques tips. Sure, I'll do that as early as possible. That's probably next week. You will have it. Okay. Thank you so much for your videos. I'm always obliged by your feedback and comment. Thank you so much, Srija, for letting us know. Corid, watching from Kenya, your videos help me pass CTFL exam. Now preparing for Agile. Thank you very much and doing the. Hey, bro, thank you so much for that. It's really pleasure to know, and thanks for joining from Kenya to let us know about your result. It's still evening there, I know. You are 2.5 hours behind Indian time, and we are earlier. So thank you so much for joining, Corer, and letting us know that you have passed the examination and my videos have helped you. And thank you so much for putting your effort to make my channel grow and let people know that this video was helpful. But of course, you have equally put your effort in order to pass the examination. Okay, so Abdul, you will find my email ID on the channel about section. Please visit that. You will find my email ID and you can write me an email. And I would like to thank all of you for being a part of this live session. It was really a pleasure as we are having so good discussion here from different aspects. And thank you so much for joining and making this live session a successful, because it's not complete without you. So if you are not here, probably I cannot answer your questions and this live session cannot be successful. So team, looking forward for all of you to be joining on this day again next week. So Saturday, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we'll be connecting again to discuss further, and would really be happy to see all your love and support in future as well to help this content grow and reach many people across the world who will find it helpful in order to pass their examination and meet different milestones in their life. And wishing you all the very best for your life and career ahead. Thank you so much for joining. And as usual, as at the end, what I say is, if you have anything else beyond this, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to answer your queries and assist you well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video, team, and joining the live session. Happy learning. Take care, team. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.